So after the first debate, I decided, you know what, let's judge the candidates the way you would on Wall Street judge stocks, right? Buy, sell, or hold. So this time, I'm going to add a target, right, from the first debate, because, listen, we've already initiated coverage. I'll use targets based 0 to 100 in terms of a chance to actually win. So this time, this is the way I saw it. So DeSantis, again, he came out the gate, in my opinion, a little slow, but he obviously picked up some steam. He really got passionate on education. He's still a buy in my book. His first target was 50. I raised his target to 55. Ramaswamy, listen, he says he's going to put everybody to work except Jay Powell. The TikTok thing, though, I think may come back to haunt him a little bit. TikTok as an advertising platform and keeping the CCP in all of our business, I don't know about that. He's still a buy, but his target went from 50 to 55 to 50. I lowered his target a little bit. Pence is a sell. He didn't move the needle at all. Nikki Haley, listen, she had the best line of the night, right? She covered a lot of ground. Obviously, she's really, really prepared for all of this. She stays at a buy. I raised her target the most, from 45 to 55. I have her and DeSantis right now tied. I like Tim Scott a lot personally. He did have sharper elbows. But, you know, and listen, we love a happy warrior. He just wasn't in there enough. I think, unfortunately, I think he's a sell at this point. Chris Christie was always a sell for me. He's still a sell. Burgum, I got to tell you, he is so interesting, right? I'm going to say he's a hold for right now. He has some amazing answers. He knows these issues so well. So I think he's a hold. So I've got 3 buys, 1 hold, and I hope they start to narrow this group. Now, I want to bring in one of the best political observers that I know, District Media Group President Beverly Hallberg. All right, first question, Beverly. Who do you think moved the needle the most?
I actually think the winner of last night was Donald Trump, because I don't think anybody cut into his lead enough. I do agree with you. I think DeSantis had the strongest showing. I especially liked his answer at the end where he refused to play the survivor game and vote anybody off the island. I thought that was strong for him. He's not as strong as I would like him to see, but he did well. With Nikki Haley, here was my main issue with her. Thought the first half she did really well. I think she also has great content, but she ended up having those low blows when she said that she feels dumber for listening to Vivek.
Right.
I don't think that's what you want to do. You can rise above the fray. So for me, I thought she is going to go down a little bit. Vivek will stay the same. I think the rest should be off the island.
So you didn't like angry Nikki, witty Nikki.
I don't.
All right,
well, she also had some eye rolls. Did you notice that? There's a GIF going around with her rolling her eyes. It's not the image that you want if you're running for president.
You know what's interesting? It's easy, like when you're in the pack, but when you start to rise above the pack, you're going to take the slings and arrows, and whoever that comes with the territory. Vivek, he was the center of that yesterday, which was interesting. But a lot of folks took a shot at him, serious shots. I didn't feel like he had the same oomph that he had the first time around.
I think the reason for that is he went down a little bit after that first debate, and I think it was because he did come out swinging. So I think he was told, tone it back a little bit. He liked to invoke Ronald Reagan throughout it, saying, hey, we need to have a better demeanor in our debates. And I'm not sure that it worked for him. I think maybe better than the first debate. But I think at the end of the day, he's not going to be the one that people are going to vote for. I think he's too unknown. Yes, he's an outsider, but I don't hear him differentiating himself from Donald Trump either. And that is a big problem, too.
What has to happen? You mentioned DeSantis at the top here. What has to happen? It feels like you just can't. You have to do something. Last night, everyone was sort of waiting for the best catch line, right? Because everyone remembers President Reagan, right. Ronald Reagan, and his debate, and the catch line that kind of put him on top, right? Everyone, what has to happen to say a DeSantis or a Haley or Ramaswamy, who seem to be the 3 with the most potential at this point, to really make them competitive with President Trump? Or is it just a contest for vice president?
Look, I think they need to be themselves. When we talk about Ronald Reagan, I think he would have been disappointed in how this display took place last night. He's somebody who could push an issue without cutting people down, and he knew how to tell a joke that was funny. If I can say anything to these candidates, if you think you're funny, please ask somebody else who you don't pay as a staff member. See if your joke lands. If not, don't use it. I mean, for Pence to give a sex joke, it was the most awkward, cringeworthy thing possible.
Yeah.
I think they have to stick with who they are, stick to the issues now. It's really an issue game, and don't go for the low blows.
Real quick, guys, there's less than 30 seconds to go. I also didn't like that they cram everything into their first answer. They don't really answer the question, and then they get out. These consultants, I felt their fingerprints over this whole thing. Can they just ditch the consultants and be themselves?
Yeah. Well, the consultants need to be fired because here's the thing, where there is a place to be able to pivot to what you want to talk about, it has to be in the same category of the question. You have to at least stick with
Beverly,
that topic. They went too far off. It was a mess.
All right, Beverly, see you later.